it is October 20th, and as I'm heading out the door, just hit 79 degrees. So a warm one here in north central Wisconsin. I'm gonna head back to a little food plot that I threw in late in August. I've had 3 really nice bucks cruising through here. They're not necessarily hitting the food plot a whole bunch, but I had set up a couple mock scrapes through it, and they have really taken to them. Kind of have noticed a transition from these deer being on their feeding patterns and kind of going from bed, hitting this little staging plot, going out to oaks. They're not necessarily hitting it now, but I've started to see a lot more scrapes show up. So I'm gonna do a little hang and hunt again tonight. I'm gonna get all dressed up here in a couple minutes once I get to the property, and hopefully have a good sit. We'll see when we get out there.
Well, I made it in the stand. It's a hot one. We're kind of in between the 2 bedding areas. I think the one that they utilize the most is still okay, and I think that's where we have our best shot at seeing one of the 8-pointers come from tonight. As I was coming in, the road that I walk in on is just littered with scrapes. We got a nasty, thick, clear cut in front of me where I'm assuming all these deer are coming from. So, if they come out of there, we're safe. If they come from behind me, not so safe. So, it should be a fun afternoon. Hopefully, we can get a look at a good one. Well, it is 5:20 and not a deer yet. So I think this high wind and high temperatures has kept them in their beds a little bit longer today, but it's cooling down really nice and the wind is calming down. So I can hear some squirrels yelling at something right now. So it's the direction the buck ran after I bumped him, which I assume was lot of commotion going on back there after I hit him, and I'm hoping I heard him run and kind of stop. And then a little while later, I just heard like almost like something was laying on the ground, like almost like kicking around. So I guess we'll give him a little bit more time here. Hopefully go and take a look at him. We'll see, fingers crossed.
I don't think that's blood. So hard to see in these colors. All right, well, here is a successful update. I'm heading back home. The buck is in the back of the truck. So it's been a few years since I filled my Wisconsin buck tag, and tonight I was finally able to make it happen. So I hit the deer on the right side and immediately broke that right leg. So we followed the blood for about 50 yards, and then it went bone dry. We could not find a single drop of blood. And we made a couple small circles and it's dead quiet in there. So I figured, well, we already blew anything out within 100 yards. I'm just gonna make one more loop down to where this little river was and check it for blood, see if he crosses, and we'll at least be able to get a track for maybe coming back with dogs tomorrow. And as I was walking, I'm like, you know what? I thought I heard that deer kicking around after he ran probably 50 to 75 yards. I thought I could hear kicking about a minute later. So I just went to the hillside where I thought I heard him kicking, and I'm glassing around with the flashlight, and I looked and I saw like what looked like a big giant white belly. And I'm like, there's no way that's a deer. And I walked a little further and I was gonna go back down to the creek, and I'm like, you know what? I gotta go look at that. Otherwise it's just gonna be nagging at me. So walk back up, and then I shined back onto that, what I thought was a rock, and I could see the little glow of an eye. And then I ran up there, and sure enough, he was laying, only made it about 100 yards from where I had hit him. And super, super grateful that the deer expired quickly, and really excited to be able to finally fill my Wisconsin buck tag. Well, here he is. He's all loaded up. He's hung up, and we're gonna try to get him all quartered tonight and put him on ice. So exciting hunt. Didn't really get much footage of him afterwards, but here he is. So nice deer, probably a 3-year-old deer. It's still probably 65 degrees, so we got our work cut out for us. So we grabbed a couple bush lights, grabbed our knives. There's Tommy. So
congratulations.
thank you.